Hey guys, this is Reggie. Man, it is bright. Whew. I gotta shave. I look like a hobo. Hey, so sorry, haven't been uploading anything for the past few days. So bad luck shit is happening to me. Holy crap, talk about bad luck. Friday, I'm driving home, coming home on the freeway, in my Sonata, Hyundai Sonata. So it's a 2013 Hyundai Sonata hybrid. Okay, just so you guys know. Okay, so I'm driving home. I come close to my exit, and guess what? The car starts making loud ticking noises, and I'm like, "What the fuck is that? Like loud ass ticking noises." So I turn my music down. I'm like, "Okay," and then all of a sudden, I lose almost all power. Like the car goes into what now I know they call it is limp mode. So it goes into limp mode, right? And I'm like, "What the hell? Like, what is happening? Why is the car going like shit mode?" So I drive down, I pull over. Thankfully, the electric mode was there, right? So it totally helped the motor, because the motor, the gasoline part of the motor, it pretty much it was garbage. So the electric motor was kicking in and helping me drive it. So I drive down, and now, luckily again, is that the road is kind of like on a decline, so the electric mode was really helping out a lot. So I pulled over to the local Shell gas station, and I'm and I'm listening to figure out what's going on. So the loud ticking noises is still happening. Turn off the car, let it cool a little bit. Check the oil levels, perfectly fine, no problems. Check the coolant, make sure coolant's good. Coolant is good, no problems, nothing at all, right? So I call a couple of mechanics. I go to Yelp to see if any mobile mechanics can swing by to check out what's going on. Call a few. Luckily, I got one, and he said he would come by to see what's going on, but he can't do it the same day, but which is fine. So after talking, setting up an appointment. Now I know this is long, but I gotta tell you the entire story, okay? I drive home on the EV mode. Thankfully, again, because of the decline, I could drive in the EV mode, so the engine wasn't working at all. Now, by the way, the check engine light came on too when all this stuff started happening. Drive home, park, leave it parked there for a little bit. Started going online to figure out like what the hell's going on. A lot of people from the 2012 Sonatas complain about the same thing per Google. They're all saying the same thing, that they hear loud ticking noises and all that crap. So no, I didn't have an OBD2 sensor reader, and I didn't want to drive the car to AutoZone, which does free reading anyways, because I just didn't want to risk the engine blowing up or something, because I'm like, I don't want to mess something up. So fast forward, mechanic comes, checks it out, pulls up the code. The code shows PO306, I believe, crankshaft position sensor, and one cylinder misfire. So apparently it's running on 3 cylinders because one is misfiring. That's why the engine went to limp mode. This is per my mechanic. He's the one who's checking everything out. So he's like, "Man, this car is toast. Like the engine is garbage." And I'm like, "What, dude? It's got 117,000 miles on it, right? It's a 2013." So I'm like, "Come on, man! It's 170,000 miles. Like in today's day and age, there's no way this engine is toast." He agrees. He's like, "Yeah, honestly, I agree. With the way engines are made, in this era, the 117,000 miles should be nothing unless it's a piece of shit car." And then he looks at me, he's all like, "It's a Hyundai," and I'm like, "Man, what are you trying to say?" He's like, "Well, he's dealt with a lot of these types of problems on Hyundai Sonatas with a 2.4 liter engine. So I have a 2.4 liter gasoline engine along with the electric motor too, because it's a hybrid." So he said there's something very familiar about the symptoms you have that he's had to work with too. He said that he was going to go research it and get back to me. So he went to his van, looked it up. After about 20 minutes, he came back and he's like, "Well, good luck." In a good way. He's like, "Hey, good news, good news." I'm like, "Oh, all right, what is it?" He's like, "Well, let me tell you the bad news first. The bad news is that there's a mechanical noise coming from your engine. That means something inside is messed up, so I don't recommend you driving it, right? I'm like, okay, fine, I won't drive it, man. I don't want something to happen. Now, the good news is that this engine, the 2.4 liter engine, had a recall done by the NHTSA, National Highway Institute of blah blah blah, and Hyundai has been recalling these engines because of the same exact issue that you're having. It was apparently because of some like machining or something they did wrong or something that caused this exact issue to happen. And I'm like, oh no way, hell yeah, dude, that's a good thing, right? And it's like, yeah, well, yeah, because it's a manufacturer defect. It's not something you did. It's not an abuse, because it's like, it's nothing like that. So he said all you have to do is just contact the Hyundai customer service, let them know, give you a VIN, blah blah blah. They'll take care of it. I'm like, okay, sweet. So I go inside, I get his information. He writes down what the symptoms are, what his recommendation is. He charged $90 to do the checkup and everything, but I thought it was worth it from the advice he gave me. So I call, and finally, I talked to one of the people over there, one of the reps, anyways, and she's like, "Oh yeah, your car doesn't qualify," and I'm like, "What the hell does that mean?" He's like, "It's only valid for 2012 Sonatas and hybrids with the 2.4 liter engine." Now, I looked up the 2012s versus the 2013s. They look the same. They have the same goddamn engine. So why is it that the year, the body style year, makes that difference? Because the engine is exactly the same. It's the same 2.4 liter engine that the 2012 has, that the 2013 has. The engine never got changed. What the hell? So I was telling to him, I'm like, hey, it could be the same batch of the engine that I got. The symptoms are completely identical. My mechanic even said it. Like think about it, right? The mechanic that came, he could have just went ahead and said, you know what? Let me milk some money out of this guy and just say, hey, I'll fix it, but it'll cost this much. But he went out of his way and said, hey, dude, you don't have to spend that money because it's a defected engine. Now think about that for a second. He could milk me and make all this money, but he actually went out of his way and said, I'm going to advise you to contact Hyundai because this engine should be covered because it's warranted. Now the rep is telling me that it's not because it's a 2012 versus 2013, yet the symptoms are exactly the same. Like, that doesn't make any sense. I explained that to her. She said, unfortunately, I can't do anything, blah, blah. So I'm like, hey, I need to contact somebody. Who can I talk to? So she gave me the consumer affairs for Hyundai. Contacted them, sent them an email, explained my situation. No reply. Went to Twitter, and I'm asking Hyundai of USA to help me out with what the problem that's going on. Now, Hyundai, if you are watching this, listening to this, whatever, I need your help because the engine is having the exact symptoms. Okay, the exact symptoms that the 2012s had. It's the same exact symptoms, yo. Why should I be paying for this when it's the same exact symptoms? The engine is exactly the same. It's a 2.4 liter engine versus a 2.4 liter engine. So, have you guys ever thought about that? I probably got one of the extra engines that were built. It's unfair that because 2012s are marked as the defects, 2013s that got the extra engines that were built, because you guys build batches of engines. You guys don't build one engine per car. You guys build batches. What if I got that one? So I'm asking Hyundai to look into this, and they said they will. Now, will they? I don't know. I have a strong suspicion that they're gonna say some kind of thing and say, hey, no, you don't qualify, blah blah blah. I don't know. From my experience from companies like big companies, they usually don't have the side of the customer, and that's really disappointing because this is it's 117,000 miles. These engines are supposed to last 200,000 easy. I have a Honda Accord, 2002 Honda Accord that has 170,000 miles, and all I've had to do was get the mechanic to change the oil, the coolant, water pump, and timing belt, and it's still going. It's still going. These Hyundais don't even have a part of the dealership. Don't even have a timing belt. They have a chain belt, so you don't even have to do that. Yet the internal of the engine blows up. Come on, man, really? It is so disappointing to hear this. Do you know how much of a hassle this has caused me since Friday? We are very dependent on our two cars that we have. So now I have no car, causing me tremendous headache because we have to now figure out how to pick up both my kids from two different locations. Because usually I pick up my daughter. Now I can't even do that. Wife has to do everything. I feel so bad for her. I have to take off continuous time offs, call-ins, and request all these things because I don't have a ride to get to work. I mean, luckily I was able to rent this car from Enterprise. Thank you, Enterprise. They gave me a good deal on this rental for the week because I need a car to drive to work, come back, pick up my daughter. I need to do these to for every day. Otherwise, I won't have a job. I won't be able to, have my daughter go to school. All because of something stupid like whatever the Hyundai's recall thing is. So Hyundai, what can you do to help me out? Will you replace the engine? Because that's what the problem is. I sent you guys a DM. Please let me know, because at this moment, it's just a big. I mean, that Hyundai Sonata is on my driveway, just a paperweight. That's all it is. It's not even doing anything, and it's so disappointing. It puts a really bad name and taste in the mouth of everybody. Because if this doesn't get fixed by Hyundai, right? If the customer service doesn't come through and fix it, I can't recommend Hyundais anymore. Like, it's so disappointing. This was a brand new car that I bought from a dealership, the Folsom Hyundai dealership, and now it doesn't even work. Like, it's man, I am so disappointed right now. My only hope is so that Hyundai will do something to help me out. That's my only hope, because I don't know what else to do. The car's value is only worth $7,000. Hyundais apparently don't have a lot of resale value, and brand new engines, looking online, cost anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 plus labor, which is $1,000 to $2,000 depending on where you go. It's not worth buying a new engine because the car's value is shit. So, what? Yeah, I'm disappointed. I don't know how else to say it. Hyundai, I hope you understand what's going on, and you look at the recall and you notice that this engine is also affected because the symptoms are exactly the same. The damn mechanic said it, man. I'm not a mechanic. The mechanic is a mechanic. He knows what he's talking about. He could have milked me for all my money, but he's actually going for me and saying, dude, just contact Hyundai because it's the engine that's been recalled. Man. Shitty ass week, I swear. Anyway, guys, sorry about the miserable news, but if you like, subscribe, comment below. Have you guys had issues like this? What's the kind of crappy ass luck that you guys have got? We believe in the 3 bad luck streak, and I believe this was the 3rd one for me this week. So I don't know. Let me know. Have you had car problems? Have you had bad luck like this? Have you had Hyundais that have had the same issue? If so, let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll make another video as soon as I can. Thanks, guys. Bye.